Sometimes the best movie moments weren't even planned. Some were painful, others hilarious. Did you know actors were really injured, surprised, or even choked on set? What would you do if your co-star hit you for real or a prank made the final cut? These bloopers were so wild or perfect, directors just had to keep them in. Here are the best moments when movie bloopers were too good to cut. Diane Kruger, Inglourious Basterds. Let's start with Inglourious Basterds. Diane Kruger played a key role in the film, and in one dramatic scene, her character is strangled to death. Now you'd think a stunt double or some safe effects would handle that, right? Not this time. Director Quentin Tarantino believed no one else could make the scene look convincing enough. So he told Diane, "I'll do it myself." She agreed, likely thinking everything would be carefully controlled. But when the cameras rolled, things got intense. Diane was actually gasping for air. She later confirmed that the struggle you see on screen was very real. That wasn't just acting. It was her trying to breathe. While the moment was shocking, Tarantino thought it made the scene more powerful. Ellen Burstyn, The Exorcist. Ellen Burstyn is a well-respected actress who's been in many big films, but her experience on The Exorcist was unforgettable, and not in a good way. There's a scene in the movie where her character, Chris McNeil, is thrown backward across the room by a supernatural force. To make that happen, the crew used a wire rig to pull her back. Before the cameras rolled, Ellen told the stunt team, "This setup feels too strong. It's going to hurt." She wasn't just guessing. She'd done many stunts before and knew when something didn't feel right. Unfortunately, her warning was ignored. When the scene started, the wire yanked her so hard that she flew backward and slammed into the floor. It wasn't just a bump. The landing injured her spine. She was in serious pain right away. That scream you hear in the film? That was real, Ellen said years later. It wasn't acting. I was actually hurt. The injury ended up causing permanent back problems. But even after getting hurt, she kept going with the film because she wanted to finish the job. Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. Now let's switch to something a bit funnier. In Star Wars, A New Hope, there's a famous blooper that fans still talk about to this day. During one scene, a group of stormtroopers enters a room. They're supposed to look tough and serious, like an elite squad. But if you watch closely, you'll notice something hilarious. One of the stormtroopers walks straight into the top of the doorway and hits his helmet. Hard. You might hear yourself say, "Did that guy just bonk his head?" Yep, he did. What's surprising is that the mistake was never removed. Director George Lucas decided to keep the moment in the movie. He didn't try to hide it either. In later versions of the film, they even added a small sound effect, a little thunk, to make it more noticeable. Fans loved it. The moment became an inside joke in the Star Wars community, and many people now watch the movie just to spot that blooper. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Indy shoots the swordsman. And now comes Raiders of the Lost Ark. There's a famous moment where Indiana Jones faces a man swinging a huge sword around. The original plan? A long, dramatic fight with lots of action. But here's the twist. Harrison Ford wasn't feeling well that day. The heat was terrible and he had stomach problems from the food. "I was too sick to do the sword fight," he said later. So he told the director, "Can I just shoot the guy instead?" Everyone laughed at first, but the director thought about it and said, "Actually, that works perfectly." So that's what they filmed. Indy just pulls out his gun and shoots the swordsman. The crowd in theaters went wild. It was quick, funny, and completely unexpected. Even today, fans call it one of the best scenes in the entire series. Harrison later joked, "Sometimes you're just trying to make it to lunch." Pretty Woman, the jewelry box snap. Next up is Pretty Woman. There's a moment in the film where Richard Gere's character shows Julia Roberts a necklace in a fancy jewelry box. As she reaches for it, he suddenly snaps the box shut and Julia bursts out laughing. That wasn't planned at all. Richard decided to play a little prank during the take. "I just wanted to make her laugh," he said. And it worked. Her reaction was completely real. That big, natural laugh brought out such a fun vibe that the director, Gary Marshall, said, "Leave it in, we're using that one." That tiny, funny moment helped make the characters more lovable and added to the charm of the whole movie. It's proof that sometimes a little surprise is better than anything you could write in a script. Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers.
What's happening out there?
Shall I describe it to you? Or would you like me to find you a box?
Now let's go to The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. You might remember the scene at Helm's Deep where Aragorn helps Gimli across a wide gap. He grabs him by the armor, swings him up, and throws him. It looks awesome on screen. But what you don't see is that Viggo Mortensen accidentally smacked himself in the head with Gimli's helmet while filming that. Hard. You can actually see his face react in pain during the scene. But instead of calling cut, Viggo kept going. He didn't want to ruin the take. Later, the director watched the footage and said, "That looked great. Keep it in." Viggo had a reputation on set for being fully committed, and this was just one example of that. Fun fact. He also broke 2 toes during another scene in the same movie, but still stayed in character. Jake Gyllenhaal, Nightcrawler. Jake Gyllenhaal gave everything he had to play Lou Bloom in Nightcrawler, a character who's cold, obsessed, and always on the edge. But in one scene, Jake went a little too far. He was supposed to act angry in front of a mirror, but in the heat of the moment, he really punched it. Hard. That wasn't part of the plan at all. The glass shattered and Jake's hand was cut badly. "I didn't think, I just reacted as the character," Jake explained later. That punch left him with a bloody hand and over 40 stitches. The pain on his face in the scene? That's real. The blood? Also real. The director was so impressed with the raw emotion that he decided to keep the take in the final film. Jim Caviezel, The Passion of the Christ.
There's no shortage of fake crowns of thorns, crosses, and whips that the filmmakers could have used to avoid injurious mishaps.
Jim Caviezel's experience filming The Passion of the Christ was intense, like next-level intense. He played Jesus, and let's just say the physical toll was far more than anyone expected. Cold weather gave him a lung infection. Carrying a heavy cross messed up his shoulder. And the whipping scene? That wasn't fake either. "They missed the target board behind me and actually hit me," Jim said in an interview. "It was so painful that I couldn't breathe." Oh. And during filming, he was also struck by lightning. Not once, but twice. And he kept filming. The director later said Jim's dedication was almost scary. He pushed through everything without walking away. Some fans say his suffering made the movie feel even more emotional. Whether you're religious or not, it's hard not to respect that kind of commitment. Sean Bean, Patriot Games.
Attempts to run through the Black Gate, and Gollum pulls them back in the last moment. In this particular take, and the circus ripped a little bit.
Sean Bean has a long-running joke around his career. He's known for getting killed off in so many movies. But while filming Patriot Games, things got a little too real. During a dramatic scene with Harrison Ford, the script called for a fake hit using a boat hook. It was meant to be all pretend, just like most movie fights. But the timing was off, and Harrison accidentally hit Sean right in the face. Not just a tap, a full hit. Sean later said, "It wasn't planned at all. He really smacked me." The result? A deep cut above his eye that needed stitches. That's not makeup in the movie. It's actual blood from that painful mistake. And even though it was clearly an accident, it left behind a scar that Sean still has to this day. He once joked, "It's my little reminder of working with Harrison Ford." What's impressive is that Sean didn't storm off or stop the shoot. He took a quick break, got patched up, and got back to work. A lot of actors might have asked to redo the shot, but Sean didn't. The team thought the scene looked great, so they kept that exact take in the final version of the film. Sylvester Stallone, Rocky IV.
Ripped Ivan Drago. Stallone decided that for the shooting of the final fight, he and Dolph Lundgren should hit one another for real.
When Sylvester Stallone was filming Rocky IV, he wanted the boxing scenes to feel as close to real life as possible. So he made a bold decision. He told Dolph Lundgren, the actor playing Ivan Drago, to throw real punches. "Hit me, for real," Stallone told him. At first, it sounded like a tough guy move, but it turned out to be one of the most dangerous choices he ever made. Lundgren didn't hold back. He threw a powerful punch straight into Stallone's chest. Stallone acted like everything was fine, at first. But just a few hours later, things took a scary turn. His chest started hurting badly and he could barely breathe. Doctors later told him that the punch caused his heart to slam into his rib cage and it started to swell. His blood pressure shot up to 260. Stallone had to be rushed to the ICU where he stayed for several days. "I wanted it to look real, but I didn't think I'd end up in the hospital," he said later. "Not my smartest idea." Even with that injury, Stallone didn't stop filming for long. Once he was stable, he came back to finish the movie. That same shot where he takes the punch was kept in the final cut, and fans still talk about how real it looked. Turns out it was real. Just a little too real. Which one would you leave in? And which one would send you running? Do let us know in the comments section below, and for more such amazing videos, do subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.